Good morning. Welcome to Power Yoga with me. My name's Evie, and I'm teaching for the York County YMCA this morning. We're going to start out with some meditation, and I've included a quote in our chat. So check out the quote, and it's just the beginning of the quote. I'll share the rest later. Let's go ahead and get started in a comfortable seated position. Turn up your volume. My voice tends to get low in meditation, just an FYI. And feel free to turn on your own music. I've got some gentle music playing in my background, but if you need something to help guide your mind, then feel free to use your own music or whatever props you may have, maybe a block to sit on or a bolster or a meditation cushion. So go ahead and make your way to your mat, grab your stuff, and we'll get started. Let's go ahead and lengthen through the spine as we take a big breath in. And open the mouth to exhale. We're going to breathe like that for a few minutes. Notice if you can release any tension or any thoughts as you exhale. The quote that I put up this morning talks about exhaling all of the past. And that doesn't mean forgetting who you are. That just means letting go of things that are no longer serving you on your journey. So as you're inhaling and exhaling, just think of letting go, letting those thoughts relax and drift to the side, focusing on your breath. And if you haven't already, feel free to close your eyes. Feel free to relax your hands on your knees or in your lap. Something that might also be helpful in meditation for you in the future is to have some incense lit or maybe some essential oils. Those fragrances can attract your senses to the present moment. So just a little tip. Let's go ahead and continue to breathe. Allow the spine to relax ever so slightly and start to take notice of how your body feels in this seated position. Notice what parts of you want to get up and move around, and notice what other parts are content. With every breath, the old moment is lost. A new moment arrives. We exhale and we let go of the old moment. It is lost to us. In doing so, we let go of the person we used to be. We inhale and breathe. In the moment, we inhale and we breathe in the moment that is becoming. In doing so, we welcome the person we are becoming. We repeat this process. This is meditation. This is renewal. This is life. Lama Sura Das. Let's go ahead and continue to breathe in through the nose, exhaling from the nose or the mouth, letting go of that past person and welcoming in this new person. When you're ready, open your eyes. Go ahead and get up from your seated position and make your way to child's pose. From here, we're just going to come back to our breath where we were in our seated meditation. Again, exploring that person we are becoming. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale from your nose or your mouth. Allow your hips to settle back towards your heels. Allow yourself to take up space in your child's pose. Commit to being present and allow yourself to be still for just a couple more breaths. On your next inhale, lift yourself to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Empty out. Deep breath. And empty out. Breathing in and breathing out. Moving your body around in your downward dog. Assuming it's your first one of the day, just noticing how your body feels. Option to lift those toes up to the sky, bending at the knee and opening the hip. It might also feel good to pedal out your feet, pedal out your legs, perhaps even coming up onto the tippy toes for a breath or two. And then come to stillness. Take a breath, and take another breath. When you're ready to release, walk to your hands and take ragdoll. Find that gentle breath in your ragdoll position. Letting go again of no thoughts that don't serve you anymore. And when you're ready, roll up to stand. Take your time. And this morning, as we reach up, we're going to draw our hands to heart center and connect through Om. Let's take 3 Oms. Big breath here. As we inhale and reach up overhead, so we exhale and fold forward. Take a halfway lift up and fold. Go ahead and rise up, sweeping the arms up again. Inhaling and exhaling to a fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale and rise. Empty and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold and step back into your high plank. From your high plank, go ahead and draw your shins towards your knees and your belly button towards your spine, and take a big breath. I want you to exhale and lower into your chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let yourself fill up. And then move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift and fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Step back, high plank. Move through your chaturanga at your pace. You're going to move through that sunai one more time. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold and rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. This time we're going to step or jump into the chaturanga. Move through your push-up, upward dog to downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and open that hip on the right side, lifting toes, bending at the knee, circulating from the hip joint, perhaps a knee circle or two. And then extend the leg long, bringing your toes back to the mat. Left leg lifts, bending at the knee, circulating from the hip. Go ahead and replace those toes back to the mat. Walk your hands back to your feet and come into chair pose. Let's breathe in, empty and fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Come back to your chair. Inhale to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Walk out to your plank. Move through your chaturanga. Meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Big breath here. Left toes lift to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, and step in warrior one. Settle into your warrior. And if you need to, take your hips and adjust them forward, pushing into the back of your back foot, taking up space and bending into the front knee. Warrior one. Breath in and breath out. One more time, breathing in, letting it go. Move through your chaturanga. Right toes lift, inhale. Exhale as you pull your knee to your nose and step into warrior one. That first warrior one of the morning or of the day could need some adjustment and fine tuning, so take your time setting up your posture. One more breath here in warrior one. And release, moving through chaturanga. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice work. Take a breath here. Left toes lift to the sky. Step into warrior one. Breathing in And breathing out, press into the back foot, release the back toes. Stay with me here. Take another breath. This is balance just as much as it is strength. Move through your chaturanga, release. Move into your right side, warrior one. Let's stay for a final breath and move through. We're going to flow, warrior one. Go at your own pace. Warrior one. Let's go ahead and finish up. Warrior one. We'll meet in child's pose to take a quick rest. Connecting to the breath, coming back to present, noticing what you notice, releasing, bringing in whatever you are needing in your practice this morning. Take it. Let's go ahead and make ourselves come back up to that tabletop and moving into downward facing dog. Left toes lift to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Step into warrior one. This time we're going to flow into humble warrior. So as you reach up, press into your feet. And as you release those arms back behind you, gently pull the shoulders back and take some deep breaths. Feel free to flow down over that front knee. Inhale as you reach up to warrior one. Exhale and move into your chaturanga. Right toes lift, warrior one. And move into humble warrior. Inhale back up, warrior one. Exhale. We're going to meet in child's pose. Go ahead and move through your chaturanga if that's comfortable for you. Knees wide on this child's pose. Hands reach up the mat. Close your eyes and rest your forehead center on the mat. Take a big breath in and start to lift yourself back into downward facing dog. Lift your right or left toes to the sky. Take a big breath in and exhale, knee to nose. Find your way to warrior two. Think about your front foot coming to the center of your mat and your back foot pressing out the outer edge of your mat, reaching out with your arms, reaching out with your fingers, looking at the space that you are holding for yourself. Take another breath here. Beautiful. Let's reverse warrior, taking another inhale and an exhale. Inhale and exhale. Look up towards your fingers. Relax your arm. Whatever you need to do to open up your hips. And let's cartwheel the hands down to the mat, chaturanga. Opposite side, warrior two. And as you hold that space, turn up the corners of your mouth and give yourself a smile. Let's inhale to reverse and exhale. Nice work. Cartwheel the hands to the mat, chaturanga, high plank. We'll push up to upward dog and to downward facing dog. Beautiful work. From your downward dog, step up to your hands. Find king chair pose. So feet are going to be a little wider this time, about 2 fist widths. Reaching up. Good. Let's forward fold. We're going to come back into the king chair. Notice if your feet are just under your hips. Let's go ahead, bringing hands to heart center. Sit back into your chair and twist to your right. Opening up those arms if that's comfortable. Feel free to take your bottom hand between your legs. Maybe even going between the knees, floating the arm and reaching for the fingertips. Bird of paradise if you would like that. Feel free to hang in your bind. Feel free to open up more in your twist. And let's release, coming to a fold. Let's take a moment to just sway side to side. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Coming back to king chair when you're ready. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center and twist to your left. Let's open the arms. Take bird of paradise here, if that's in your practice this morning. Top arm around the back. Bottom hand weaving through between the legs. Fingers connect. Maybe you want to hang in a twist. We will come back to this if you are just hanging in your twist. Maybe you need to warm up a little more. Go ahead and fold forward. Release. Take your peace fingers around your big toes. Turn your feet out. Soften your knees and let your torso sway a little bit here. Let your head and neck be heavy. Take a big breath. Halfway lift up. And fold. One more time. Halfway lift up. And fold. Bring your feet back onto your hips. Have a seat. King chair pose. Hands to heart. Twist off to your right. Option to take bird of paradise here. Pull me up and forward fold again. Sway out your upper body if that feels good. We're going to take one more king chair. Inhale as you lift up. And exhale, hands to heart center. twisting to your left. Find that breath. That's what's going to move you through. Don't worry about how you look or how you sound. Lean into your breath. Trust your balance. Trust your focus. As you come back to your forward fold, I want you to gently move into a wide squat. So it could be here, or it could be full goddess squat. Just take a moment to shift side to side, rolling onto the toes. You can use your hands for a guide. This helps release any tension that we may have provoked in our bird of paradise in the hips or glutes. Nice work. When you're ready, make your way back to downward dog. Nice. From downward dog, take a big breath. Coming back to focus here. Go ahead and lift the right toes up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Take flip dog if that's in your practice here. And make your way back, downward facing dog. We're going to practice that flip dog on the opposite side. Just think of kicking up your toes and twisting from the hips until you flip over. Downward dog. We're going to do that again. Yeah, just play around. Doesn't matter what you look like. See if you can get upside down. Maybe you're going to go into that full wheel pose by taking both hands to the ground. I'm going to try that one more time. Woo! Flip dog, opposite side. Nice work. Meet in downward facing dog. And from your downward dog, bend your knees and drop them down towards the mat. So walk your hands under your shoulders. Nice. And then drop down into your tabletop. Relax the tops of your feet. Inhale, one hand up overhead. And exhale, thread the needle. Let's go ahead and breathe for 3, 2, 1 more. Reach that hand back up, unravel, and release. Opposite side. Inhale to lift. Exhale, thread the needle. Nice work. So we've warmed up our shoulders a little bit. This might feel extra juicy because you're warm and your circulation is really moving. Take another deep breath. And release. Let's go ahead and take that hand back up towards the sky. Nice. Coming into tabletop, pressing hands to the mat. I want you to curl your toes, lift your knees up off the mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Option to stay right here and reach one hand forward. You could also drop back into your tabletop. I'm going to go from our first posture. So reaching forward. You're going to feel this a lot in your core. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath here. Go ahead and switch hands. So you may need to walk your feet out a little bit to avoid twisting into the hips, but that's okay. I mean, this is a power pose. So go ahead and take another deep breath and release. Coming back into your tabletop, move through cat and cow to release any tension in your back. And we're going to go through that posture again. So if you are in tabletop and you want to reach a hand forward, go ahead. If you want to take the more difficult power approach, come up onto the toes and hands and reach forward. Let's go ahead and breathe for 5. Nice. Opposite side. Coming back into tabletop, moving through cat and cow, and releasing any tension. Nice work. And then from here, we're going to flip around onto our backs and set up for bridge pose. So walk your heels in towards your bottom. Take a moment just to tap around, make sure your heels are in close, and make sure your feet are about hip width apart. Let's take the hips up. And this morning, feel free to take any kind of arm position. I'm going to go for clasped hands for this first bridge. As you're pressing into your heels and pushing into your shins, and the tops of your legs are working to lift you up, I want you to release your low back, release your glutes. Let's keep breathing here. Go ahead and release. And option to hug knees to chest, rock and roll side to side, releasing any tension here. Take a big breath, come back up into your bridge pose. This morning we're going to go through a few rounds of our bridge poses so you can go back to that first position we were in. If you'd like a little bit more, take one foot up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel a lot more power coming from your leg that's on your foot that's on the mat. Let's go ahead and hold. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Come all the way back to the mat. Take a moment to reset and then lift back up into your bridge pose. Option to take your foot up off the floor. Stay with your breath. You might notice changes in your body. Stay with your breath. Go ahead and come back to the mat. Release the back. Do what you need to do, perhaps windshield wipering your knees side to side. And then go back up to your bridge pose. Moving into our fourth round. You might feel very different from your very first bridge. You might feel the same. Stay with your breath. And let's come all the way down, hugging knees to chest. We're going to take 2 more rounds, but this time I want to offer wheel pose. When you're ready, lift up, bridge or wheel. If you're going for wheel pose, just make sure you have space around you. Bring your hands up by your head and lift up. Stay with your breath. Gently release. 1 more. Bridge or wheel pose when you're ready. Coming down, completing that with hugging knees to chest. And let's roll side to side here. Nice work. From here, we're going to gently press the feet down into the mat and start some crunches. Use your breath. Nice work. Release from the crunches and take your right foot up towards the sky. Take your peace fingers around your big toes or around your ankle or shin. We're going to really stretch out the hamstring here. You can also take your opposite hand to guide you. Breath in and breath out. Opposite side. So bring your right foot back to the mat. Left foot lifts up. Grab for your toes, ankles, shins. Might look and feel different from the opposite side. Really tap into your breath, especially if your hamstrings are feeling tight. Your left side's feeling mighty tight this morning. And go ahead and release. Come back into your crunches. We're going for 20. 10 to 20 if you need some numbers. If you're not a fan of crunches, you could try another ab exercise such as bicycles or legs at the wall. Let's come back into a relaxed position. Go ahead and take those knees side to side. And then send both feet to the ceiling for waterfall pose. Do your best to relax your arms by your sides. Keep a slight bend in the knee. You can press your heels up towards the sky or put your toes up, whatever's comfortable. If your hamstrings are really tight, you might be more comfortable keeping your legs at 90 degrees. Let's go ahead and take 5 more deep breaths. And then from here, from our waterfall, we're going to grab for the knees, grab behind the knees, soften your knees and legs, and just rock a little side to side, releasing any tension, releasing the low back. And then moving into bicycles, opposite elbow to knee. Nice work. Let's hug the knees back to chest. And this time drop your knees off to your right side for a twist. Take a big breath here. Opposite side. Hugging knees to center and dropping them off to your left. Take a big breath. Let's come back into center and take your feet up again for waterfall. Remember, 90-degree legs can be very helpful if you've got sore hamstrings or tight hamstrings. Let's go ahead and take 6 deep breaths. Think about pushing your shoulders down into the mat, pushing your low back into the mat. So your body is working to keep your feet up here. Just remember that. This should not be easy. And let's go ahead and slide hands underneath the hips. Pressing your feet back up. We're going to slowly lower all the way down to the ground. You can rest on the ground or hover above the ground. On your inhale, lift your feet back up. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Make sure you're breathing. Let's go ahead and rest our feet onto the ground. Go ahead and take your hands overhead. Give yourself a full body stretch. Inhale and exhale. We're going to roll onto our bellies, setting up for locust pose. The key with your locust pose is to not overarch your neck. So start with your belly and arms and legs on the mat. When you're ready, take an inhale and begin to lift. Now this locust pose in particular, I'm going to show you how not to overstrain your neck. You want to look at a spot right in front of you. Finding length in the spine. You should be feeling this in your glutes, your hamstrings, your core, your shoulders, but you should not be feeling any tension in the neck. And if you are, drop your forehead to the mat so that you can have a better range of motion and stretch in the shoulders. Let's go ahead and release locust pose. When you're ready, lift back up. If you need to, keep your forehead down onto the floor so you're not putting any stress on your neck. Let's breathe for 5. And release. Nice work. Bend your knees and reach back for your ankles. Draw your heels towards your bottom. Keep your cheek or your forehead on the mat and just take a moment to stretch out the front of your legs. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If you need to, release one foot and pull with both hands one foot in towards your bottom. And then make your way into, forebow. That's right, forebow. So this is the one where you can lift up, stretching from the chest, shoulders, upper back. You want to make sure that your ankles are pushing into your hands, give you a little bit of momentum. Nice work. Go ahead and release. One more set of that forebow. Pushing your ankles into your hands to lift up. Nice work. Come all the way down. Shake out your feet side to side. And then relax your legs onto the mat, tops of the feet on the mat. Find your hands and press them to the mat at your lowest rib. Take an inhale. Sorry, I'm going to change that up. Walk your fingers out away from you. Tent them. We're going to lift up, taking an inhale, and exhale down onto the mat. Let's bend at the elbows a little bit. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release. So before we go cramming our back with all kinds of upward dog, we're going to ease into that by doing this. Let's take a final inhale to lift. Now we're going to try our upward facing dog. So hands come down. When you're ready, lift up. Take a big breath. Coming up onto the tops of the feet. Nice work. Inhale and exhale. Downward facing dog. Let's move here in our downward dog just a little bit, shaking out the hips. If you're going a different direction on your mat, that's okay. That's the fun of it. Surprise. You never know where you're going to land. Let's go ahead and shake out in our downward dog for a couple more breaths.
And when you're ready, we're going to move into half pigeon. I'm going to go from my right side, lifting my right toes, drawing my knee to my nose, and setting up this way. But you're welcome to take it on your back. You're welcome to use any props. Remember our quote from the beginning of class as you're heading into your half pigeon to hold. I'm just going to reread it. With every breath, the old moment is lost. A new moment arrives. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. We exhale and we let go of the old moment. It is lost to us. In doing so, we let go of the person we used to be. Let's take another breath in and an empty out. We inhale and breathe in the moment that is becoming. In doing so, we welcome the person we are becoming. We repeat this process. This is meditation. This is renewal. This is life. Let's go ahead and repeat our inhale and exhales. And settle into your half pigeon pose. If you'd like to count with me, we're going to take about 7 more breaths. Here on this side, half pigeon. Go ahead and start to press up, moving back into downward facing dog and taking opposite side pigeon pose. Settling into pigeon. Remember, this is your posture. This is your practice. You know how far you can go with your posture, so just be okay with that. Sometimes my pigeon pose looks like a really flexible rubber band, and other days it does not. So be okay with where you're at. Let's come back into our deep breathing. Take an inhale as you start to move in your body, pressing up, taking downward facing dog. From your downward dog, walk your feet up to your hands, then come back to your ragdoll. Feet are about hip width apart here. And just notice how you feel. Welcome to bend the knees. Welcome to shake out the hips. Release the hands and inhale up to stand, mountain pose. Take an inhale and reach up overhead. On your exhale, draw your hands down to heart center. And on your inhale, lift your right knee up towards the center of your body, stepping into tree pose. Take an inhale and reach your hands up overhead. Let's go ahead and inhale and exhale. Let's draw the hands back to heart center and take the knee forward and the foot down to the mat. Take an inhale to lift your opposite knee up and an exhale to land in your tree pose. Inhale to lift your hands. Tree pose. Beautiful. Hands to heart center. Knee comes forward and down. Pause here. Take your mountain pose, pressing palms together. Coming back to your meditation breath. And just feel what you feel. Remember, those exhales have let go of the old person you were. Who are you now? Big inhale, reach up overhead, and exhale to a fold. Take a halfway lift, and forward fold. From here, we're going to press our hands to the mat. So bend your knees a lot, and I want you to kick back your right foot for standing splits. So you may need to walk your hands around. From your standing splits, I want you to reach your hand back for your ankle. You can use a prop if you need it. Don't be afraid. I know a lot of times when we struggle with balance, it's because of fear. So just feel into your body. We're taking like a half of a floor bow. So just be mindful. Come back into your standing splits, releasing your ankle and bringing hands to the mat. Kick out your leg and release your foot down to the floor. Shake it out as you need to. We're going to do that same thing on the opposite side. Standing splits, lifting the left toes up. Let's go ahead and take that back left ankle. So maybe you're here and you're like, this is easy. Maybe you could try an airplane. You could also try a half moon. Let's go ahead and come back into our splits and a forward fold. You're welcome to take a handstand as well. From here, from your standing splits, from your forward fold, you could also take crow pose. So we're going to work on our balance for just a few moments before we close our practice. Option to take any balance postures that you like. Remember to stay with your breath as you're journeying into your posture, as you're living in your posture, and as you're exiting your posture. Let's go ahead and take a few more moments for some balance postures. And when you've completed your balance postures, just take a moment to shake all that out, twist it out, and make your way onto your back. Woo, good work. Let's hug one knee to chest. Inhale as you pull. Exhale, release that old stuff. Inhale and exhale, opposite side. Pull that knee to chest. Inhale and exhale. Nice work. Inhale as you hug both knees to chest. Exhale for your waterfall position. You can also take your feet overhead. Option to take shoulder stand here. Also available is dead bug and happy baby pose. Let's go ahead and finish up any final postures and make our way to Savasana. So maybe today Savasana looks like resting on your back. It could also look like resting on your side or perhaps on your belly. So wherever you land, just take a few moments to shake out any final tension or feelings of unworthiness. Letting go of that old man, that lost old man, welcoming in the new man or new woman. Let's go ahead and relax into Savasana, coming to stillness. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Take this moment of stillness just for yourself. The work is complete. So if you're still with me in Savasana, gently wiggle fingers and toes and come to seated whenever you're ready. Take some time to close your practice with thoughts of gratitude or just anything that feels good. And I'm going to finish writing this quote so that you have it to read over. And just in case you need a prompt or two, I'm going to keep breathing as I type this quote. Inhaling and exhaling together.
Take a big breath in. We inhale and breathe in the moment that is becoming. In doing so, we welcome the person we are becoming. We repeat the process. This is meditation. This is renewal. This is life. Thank you so much for joining me for a beautiful power yoga practice this morning. Thank you also to the York County YMCA for hosting these classes. My name is Evie. Please join me again next Wednesday morning at 7. And until our eyes meet again, I say namaste. Thank you.